Can everybody hear us? Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're doing good on sound.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, comment in. We've already got a comment.
Yeah.
Comment, say hello, say where you're from.
How's everyone doing?
Peak. Hello.
Big qualities in the house. Wow, wow. Sun Tzu, the art of war. Sun Tzu, the art of war.
All right. I'm sure that's a gamer tag of some sort.
Yes, some kind of a, what is that? Peak quality.
Hey, Jeremiah.
Peak says he can hear us. We're good. Jeremiah says
Awesome.
hello.
Jupiter.
Peak quality says good.
All right.
Jeremiah says Jupiter. All right, we'll let
All
you
right,
lead
so
off.
if you come on, just comment where you're from. Let us know you're hearing us. All right. Do you want to go ahead and get started?
Let's get rolling.
Okay, so our topic today is podcasts. Podcasts have become a huge deal in the recent years. Everyone seems to have one. It may be short-lived, but everyone at least tries their hand at it when it comes to literally anyone who has the time, from people who own companies and are just wealthy, to people who are politicians, to people who are intelligent like doctors, lawyers, or just celebrities. Like anyone and everyone has a podcast these days. So I would love to know what y'all's favorite podcast is and what app you use to listen to it. Personally, I listen to all my podcasts on the podcast app or Spotify. I'm doing more Spotify now than I used to.
Yeah, I do Spotify or YouTube.
He's actually the reason I switched to Spotify, because I would tell him to go look it up, or I'll share the link with him from the actual podcast app. And he would be like totally annoyed because it's like I listen on Spotify, so I'd have to go look it up on Spotify and then send it to him. So now I'm pretty much switched completely over.
Yeah, Spotify is the best for podcasting in my mind.
Yeah, podcast 2020. That's so true. Like everybody did a podcast back then. The Art of War is a book written by Sun Tzu, and wow, wow is a quote. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, podcast 2020.
Yeah, I think everyone got bored and had no one to talk to, so they decided to talk to the general public. But isn't that what social media is in general?
Yeah.
You're lonely, you don't have someone to talk directly to, so you just put it all out there for the entire world to listen to.
That's what we're doing, right?
Yeah, essentially. Okay, so we're going to name off our top 5 podcasts, why we like it, and basically what it is, to help you guys find maybe some podcasts that you haven't found yet that you might like. Ours is very different from one another.
Yeah, definitely.
We listen to very different podcasts, but what's fun is being able to discuss the podcast with each other. Because we listen to 2 very different ones, I can fill him in on all of mine, and then he can fill me in on all of his, and we're not repeating anything the other person has already heard. But yet we're bringing new information to the table. So it's really cool that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I'll go first.
Yeah, ladies first.
Always. My top podcast that I've listened to, wouldn't necessarily say it's my favorite, but I would say it's my top 5, is the John Deloney Show. I love the John Deloney Show because he talks about mental health, emotional health, and relationships from a very practical standpoint. It's a huge trend right now, talking about healing your inner child and healing your trauma and all those things. And I think that that has a place in society. But the thing I love about John Deloney is he talks about getting past that and having self-control no matter what you're feeling on the inside. He's a big promoter of just self-discipline and respect. And I think that is awesome. But not only does he promote it, but he actually gives you practical ways to live that out in each different relationship. And so that has been very helpful for me, because I know when we first got married, I didn't know how to handle relationships with my husband or in-laws or people in general.
Yeah.
When you're in your early 20s, you're stupid. And you need a podcast like this to help you kind of sort out some of those weird social situations.
Well, I don't think being stupid's limited to your 20s.
You don't think stupid's limited to your 20s?
I've hit my 30s now, and I've probably still got a little bit of it.
Yeah. All right, number 2.
But yeah, Jen Deloney, good podcast. I enjoy it. So.
All right, number 2 is Compelled. Compelled is a podcast that essentially they host different people and have them do basically tell their story, their life story. And through hearing these life stories, it's so encouraging because you get to see what life is like for other people. And you see what other people have conquered and experienced and how they came out on the other side and are better, stronger, healthier, and how they can be grateful and have gratitude through the hard times. It's very inspiring. Some of them are more emotional, some of them are dark. Some of them are very uplifting and happy to listen to, but they all have a happy ending. I really enjoy it, just listening to people's life stories. Have you ever listened to Compelled?
I've listened to 2 or 3 episodes, and I enjoyed it. But it didn't. It wasn't something I kept going back to.
Yeah.
I found the host. I found not the voice. I couldn't handle the voice.
Well, each person tells their own story.
Yeah.
So you would listen to someone different each time, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do 2 of mine now.
Okay, you want to do your first 2?
Yeah, we do. All right. So I don't know if these are. I didn't really put these in order, but first one I put down is Up and Vanished. It's a true crime podcast. The first season, it was the Tara Grinstead story from Georgia. Very interesting. I consider it the best season of true crime podcast out there. Period.
Yeah.
Ever. It was good. Have you listened to it?
No, not at all. I don't listen to true crime. I mean, I take things very serious.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, it is. Listening to true crime, it's not accomplishing much for you. It's just entertainment, I guess.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's for entertainment, but also, like, for me, if I was to listen to it, I would find out 1,000 ways people could kill me. And, oh, my goodness, I'm paranoid enough as it is. Like, I mean, I have 3 levels of self-defense every time I leave the house. So, I mean, I don't need to be any more paranoid.
Yeah. I don't think true crime podcasts would be a way for you to go.
Oh, my goodness.
Then the next one on my list here is the True Crime Garage, another crime podcast. Now, they typically cover a story in anywhere from 1 to 4 episodes. It can be solved or unsolved. And they just do a good job with it. So, yeah.
All right, so True Crime Garage. All right. Okay, so Jeremiah has listened to Up and Vanished before, it looks like.
What'd you think about it, Jeremiah? Did you like it? What's your favorite season? I know they got 4 seasons now. Let's see, Peak Quality. Never listened to that podcast.
If you're just now coming on, we're talking about our favorite podcasts. So comment your favorite podcast.
What's your favorite podcast? What's your favorite genre? Give us some ideas. We always need new ones. At least I do.
I'm behind on a lot of mine.
Yeah, I change out a lot.
Okay, so I'll go to my next one. I like Christy Wright's podcast. I don't think that she is where you should get your biblical principles and biblical teachings as a whole, but her devotions are very short, simple, and sweet, and they are encouraging, and I really enjoy her way of teaching. I really enjoy listening to her. Do you want to
Yeah, I haven't listened to her much. She's okay.
Yeah.
Definitely not my style.
Yeah, I can
Definitely
understand
not
that.
my style. Peak Quality says it didn't compel you. Making a pun about
the Compelled
Compelled,
podcast. Yeah.
Let's see. Jeremiah says first is best, fourth is pretty good, 2 and 3 so. Yeah, 2 and 3 were they were all right. Number one, first season. That's the first true crime podcast I listened to, so it was phenomenal. I loved it. Hello, everyone. I see we got a lot of new people here in the stream. We're talking about our favorite podcast, what we listen to. What do you listen to?
Yes, comment your favorite podcasts. So far, we've discussed The John Deloney Show, Compelled, Up and Vanished, and The True Crime Garage. All right, so we got 2 recommendations there.
Yeah, Pete Quality says a good podcast is Spitballer. The Spitballers.
Is it Spitballers or
The-
Boilers?
The Spitballers.
Okay, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, that's the name. I do not know about that podcast. Check it out. And then High Strange is just 1 season, but it's phenomenal.
How strange. Okay,
Yeah,
I have to look that one up.
that is a extraterrestrial. alien life type
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s, the Alien series and the Predator series were like what we watched. It's just ridiculous to be watching your 5 to 10-year-old watch those movies. But because of that, and Star Wars, because we watched those Star Wars movies, I have like this love for that type of stuff, just like the extraterrestrial type things.
Yeah.
All the conspiracy theories. Oh my goodness, I eat it up.
Yeah, I've tried 2 of the Alien movies.
Yes.
I struggle with them.
Yeah, he couldn't get into it.
Now I liked E.T. E.T. was good.
E.T. doesn't count. Goodness. That is like the opposite end of the spectrum. It may have an alien in it, but it is a kid movie.
Hey, that's maybe why I like it.
All right. Number 4 for me is Celebrate Kids. Celebrate Kids is a parenting podcast. It's fabulous. Dr. Kathy Cook is incredible at teaching you practical ways to build up your children in confidence while also teaching them to like at a healthy level of compassion and being able to communicate well and to teach your kids essentially how to stand on their own 2 feet and respect other people while doing that. And I think that is a important balance to help kids grasp. I know some parents, they go, one direction or the other. It's either you have kids who are super insecure and they lack confidence and so they hide. Or you have kids who are arrogant jerks and bullies. And so we have to find a way to meet it in the middle and help kids balance it out. And that's what she teaches. So I've been spending a lot of time listening to her. And so.
Yeah, I love her. She does a phenomenal job.
She does. She actually has a book called, what is it called? The 5.
She's got several different books.
Yeah. Her books are amazing.
The 8 Great Smarts is the one.
8 Great Smarts.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah.
8 Great Smarts. You guys, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Okay.
check that out. You learn, if you don't think you're smart, go read that book and you'll learn how you are smart.
Yes, because she teaches how each of our brains is wired and developed physically different. So, of course, we're not going to have all the same strengths,
You know,
but that doesn't mean you're
yeah,
stupid.
not everybody's an English whiz or a math whiz, but some people picture smart.
Yes, I
Things
love
like
her
that,
books.
so.
Okay, so
Yeah,
do
we got a few comments
All
we'll
right.
read here. Pete Quality says it's a comedy podcast, really funny, make you LOL a lot. I mean,
Okay.
he's talking about spitballers up here.
Okay, that's cool. Hey, if you're just jumping in, comment with your favorite podcast.
We're talking about our favorites. Jeremiah says, Ninjas Are Butterflies is probably my fave podcast.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up just because of the title.
Yeah. Hey, Jeremiah, why is it called Ninjas Are Butterflies? Is that are ninjas a butterfly?
Well, the name Vanessa means butterfly, so I've always been called a butterfly. So maybe I'm a ninja too. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, Pete Quality here, he says, we love Ninjas Are Butterflies in
Yeah.
emoji language.
Okay. So,
That's awesome.
all right, you want to tell them your third?
Yeah, my third one that I wrote down, I don't know if this is really my third in rank, but Radio Rental.
Okay.
Radio Rental is, the host is actually Dwight Schrute from
No.
The Office. Yep.
No, okay. I gotta
Yeah.
go listen to that now.
It's good just for him. I mean,
Okay.
that voice, you feel like you're listening to Dwight.
Oh, I love it.
And he hosts he does it like an old timey like a cassette rental business.
Mhm.
And you come in there and you rent a story and he puts it on and plays it and then you listen to it. It's spooky stories.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, just weird. And it has real people
Mhm.
tell a story that that happened to them or quote happened to them. And some of them are quite interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. So yeah, check out Radio Rental if you like spooky stories and you like Dwight Schrute hosting the show.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
All right. You want to do your number 4? Because I've already done mine.
Yeah. Number 4. I enjoy Jordan Peterson. He's very smart. Got a lot of good info. Interviews a lot of people. I don't agree with everything he says, especially biblically. I don't think he's always accurate, but he is knowledgeable. You just got to take it with a grain of salt, some of the stuff. But he's very good, very good. And then number 5, Lex
Friedman.
Lex Friedman.
Yeah.
He does an interview style podcast. He does a great job. He interviews anybody, but CIA type people, FBI, and they have some interesting, intriguing conversations.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
All right. So my number 5 is Mayim Bialik. I always say her name weird, but
Mayim Bialik.
Mayim. She says Mayim Bialik. Breakdown. She is the woman who played Amy on the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
She went on to create so many wonderful works of art. She has children. She's married, and she has books that she's put out, and she's very intelligent. So she is very intelligent, very well educated. I really enjoy her podcast because she does a great job unifying science and religion, because I think that's something that can be unified with respect. And she does a good job bringing the two together because she can address physiological issues, psychological issues, and also things with the ecosystems and our environmental issues, but also do it in a respectful manner with traditional values and religion in mind.
Yeah. And you mentioned she is a Christian.
Well, she does respect religion.
Yeah, okay.
I've never actually heard her say she's a Christian, but she is very respectful of religion.
All right.
So I really enjoy listening to her as well.
Yeah, I'm going to check her out. I actually haven't listened to that. So let's see. We got a few comments here. Peak Quality commented, ninjas are Vanessa.
I'm less samurai.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is a ninja and a samurai the same thing?
I don't know. Are they?
Would they be this? Oh my goodness.
I don't.
Are ninjas and samurais the same thing?
Yeah, y'all tell us in the comments.
Maybe they're from different cultures. I bet that's what it is. I bet ninjas and samurais came from 2 different cultures.
But they're the same thing other than that. Yeah. Might be. Yeah. What's your favorite podcast, y'all? Let's see. Peak Quality Production says Radio Rental is delightful.
Delightful.
Delightfully scary, maybe.
I like that word. Delightful.
Yeah, it's
Delightfully creepy.
delightfully creepy.
Is it just like creepy stories?
Yeah, it's very creepy stories.
Like,
I mean, some of them are scary, creepy, just something happened that you can't really explain what happened.
That's cool.
It don't make any sense.
Like Bigfoot encounters type stuff.
Bigfoot's a joke. Do y'all believe in Bigfoot?
Bigfoot is real.
No, he's a joke.
Bigfoot is real. And we also have Black Panthers in the Southeast. So, okay, there we go. Okay, if you're just now coming on, we're talking about our favorite podcasts. If you'd like to hear our list, you can go back to the replay. but we would love to hear what your favorites are so that we can add them to our list.
We're also wondering, is Bigfoot real?
Oh, and our ninjas and samurais the same thing.
Yeah. So Jeremiah Krim says Lex Friedman.
Yes, that was one of Aaron's.
Oh, he gave him a thumbs down.
Oh.
Okay. Now, I guess it ain't everybody's cup of tea.
I guess not.
All right, then we got Creepily Delightful.
Yeah.
Talking about the radio rental. I like the podcast Classified by Q Code.
Oh, I've heard of that one, but I've never watched it.
Yeah.
Or never listened to it, I should say.
I don't know that one at all. I don't even know what that's about.
Yes, she is Jewish. Mayim is Jewish, or Mayim. I think it's Mayim. She is.
Yes, Mayim. It was what we looked up.
She celebrates all of the holidays.
Yeah.
Joke Bigfoot. Oh, that's hilarious. He doesn't believe.
Yeah. Yeah. Bigfoot's not real.
Why do you think that?
Everybody gets these horrible pictures. They're so grainy. Nobody legit takes a picture of Bigfoot.
No one has a picture of God either, but
Well,
we'll
yes.
die on that hill, won't we?
But there is very scientific proof of God.
No one has picture proof of Paul.
Yeah, that's true.
No one has picture proof of Caesar Augustus.
There's a lot of people we don't have proof of. Picture proof, anyway. The ninjas and samurai were warring factions. The ninjas were slaves to the samurai. Then they rose up and fought back.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if there's a documentary on that. Y'all, is it? I want to look that up. I want to see if there's a documentary on that, because that sounds cool.
Yeah.
So ninjas were slaves to samurai. That's sad. I thought samurai were supposed to be like dignified.
Jeremiah says ninjas are stealthy, kind of more like spies.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and samurais are more warriors with big armor.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because they do look very different. Their armor and uniforms are very different. If you're just now coming on, we're discussing our favorite podcasts. If you'd like to hear our list, you can go back to the replay. But we'd love to hear what yours are so that we can add them to our list too.
Yeah, but I'll run over it real quick. Up and Vanished was one of my top ones. Anybody seen Up and Vanished? True Crime Garage, Radio Rental, the Jordan Peterson podcast, and Lex Friedman.
Yes, Friedman.
I always want to call him Friedman, but it ain't.
Fred.
It's Friedman.
Yes, Friedman.
What are some of y'all's favorites? Go over yours.
Okay, so mine were The John Deloney Show, Compelled, Christy Wrights, Celebrate Kids, and Mayim Bialik Breakdown. What's he saying? They are both Japanese. The slaves of the samurai became ninjas to fight back against the samurai. Ah, very interesting. So we kind of took a detour in our conversation, and right now we're talking about the differences between ninjas and samurais. Very interesting.
Yes, it is. All right. Well, that's it. We'll wrap it up, I guess.
Thank you guys so much,
Yep.
Peak and Jeremiah. We really enjoyed chatting with you guys. Hopefully y'all have a good evening. We are going to go spend some time with our kids and practice some of that good parenting I learned from all my podcasts.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.